package number 1, and she's a big one. It actually reminds me of the Fenty Eavesdrops. I'm literally gonna like just bathe myself in this shade. Whew, that's pretty. Hey guys, and welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to be testing a ton of new Colourpop products. So I have 2 separate packages here. I'm going to show you everything I've got. And if any products I show you today are not reviewed in today's video, they will be coming very soon, like probably by next week. So I recommend you subscribe just so you don't miss it. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so package number 1, and she's a big one, which is the products I'm going to be reviewing today. The So Very Lovely collection by Colourpop. I have the eyeshadow palette, 3 of their Super Shock Cheek products, 4 of their Lippie sticks in the collection, and 3 of the cream gel eye pencils. So I've never actually used their cream gel liners. I've only ever used their liquid liners and their color sticks, which are actually stick eyeshadows. So I'm excited to be testing their actual pencil liners, and I will be doing a wear test on those today. Package number 2. I got the Soul Body Face and Body Makeup. I will be using this as foundation today. I also got the Face and Body Bronzing Balm that went TikTok viral, so we will be testing this along with the Body Blending Brush, your Golden eyeshadow palette. So this is the one that's going to be coming up next week, so stay tuned. I will be doing a full video on this on Monday. So a week from today, I will be doing this baby right here. And I also got a little blush, and I got it in the shade Shortcake. And then I got another So Very Lovely palette. I'm not doing a giveaway today, but I'm going to be doing a giveaway very, very soon, and this potentially could be in the giveaway. So hit the subscribe button if you don't want to miss my giveaway. It's going to be probably within the next month. And let's get started with this face and body foundation. So this is finally a one and done foundation for both face and body. Creamy and nourishing with light diffusing powders that deliver uniform coverage and an even perfected finish that lasts all day. We'll be testing that. I will be doing a wear test. It's only 8:12 right now, so if I get going quickly and not talk for 3 hours, then maybe we could get a good wear tested today. It's transfer resistant and has nourishing formula infused with coconut water, papaya extract, vitamin E, veils skin with a flawless soft matte finish. It's buildable, soft, focused pigments, enhance and even out skin tone. It has 12 shades, which doesn't sound very great, but I'm assuming if the coverage is not like as intense, it could almost maybe be like the Fenty Eavesdrops type of thing, hopefully, because that's not very many shades. So that's one thing. I still think even if they are flexible, could have done with maybe more shades. That's the one comment I'll say that I don't love to see. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and apply this, but first let's prime the face. I'm gonna be using my NYX Angel Veil. Because this is face and body, I am going to bring it down into my chest. I don't know if you guys can see, I get some blemishes here. It's usually from sunscreen in the summer or just natural body oils. So I do break out slightly on my chest sometimes. You get a lot of product. You get 3 fluid ounces. Let's hope that it's doable for the face. It looks like it might be slightly dark, but I did get a little bit of color yesterday, so hopefully it'll turn out. It might. I mean, I'll definitely look darker, but this is my IT Cosmetics like flat kabuki brush. Yeah, it's a little bit dark, but as you can see, it's matching my shoulders. Not bad. So I'm just gonna go over with the sponge really quickly. I know I need to definitely bring it down onto the neck to make everything match, because we're like dark, light, dark. Okay, let's bring it down into the body and then we'll worry about building it. Like I wouldn't be able to use this in the winter. I'd have to get a different shade. But for the summer when I have a tan, it actually turned out not bad. This is where we want the coverage anyways. So looking after one layer, let's see what we got. Number 1, it definitely feels hydrating, but it's starting to also dry down. So it's not feeling like too tacky or uncomfortable, but it is one that you can feel a little bit. So then when I do look up close, oh, it looks actually so good. Almost like a skin tint upon first layer, very light coverage, but it really does blur the skin. It blurred my blemishes. They don't look nearly as red. They do look slightly blurred. It really just makes me look like I have much clearer and more even skin. You can see all my freckles, you can see my blemishes through, but everything looks more blurred and even, which I like. It actually reminds me of the Fenty Eavesdrops in terms of coverage. Like it really, like upon first layer, it's actually somewhat similar. Let's build it a little bit and see like how much coverage we can get. I'm comfortable with it just being a very natural foundation, but I always like to test if it's going to be able to be buildable. It says it is buildable. It's starting to feel a little bit more tacky now that I'm adding more. So I'm not gonna apply too much because I don't wanna end up like making things go cakey, but I am gonna build it once just to see if that's an option, right? I'm not gonna focus as much on the body for the second layer because I do feel like it did. I mean, you can see these still, but it looks a little more even. Yeah, I don't really actually want that much more. I'm gonna add a concealer, obviously, so I will get more coverage from that. Plus, I'm feeling a little sticky now, so I don't want to add more. So it does feel a little bit more uncomfortable once you layer it, but it looks nice. It still looks good. So I'd say we're up to like slightly medium coverage. I would say medium coverage. This is quite a bit darker than my actual skin, but because as I said, I have color, it actually turned out to be the perfect shade. It's maybe a little bit more of like a yellow undertone, whereas I have a little bit more red, but to be fair, I am sunburnt right now. So once that kind of fades and turns into a tan, it probably will match a little bit better. So before we go in with concealer under the eyes, I like to do cream contour first, so then I can set it right after I do concealer. So let's move on to the Soul Body. This is the Face and Body Bronzing Balm, which is TikTok viral. It even says right here. A lot of people like have been raving about it on TikTok. By the way, the foundation was in Fair 4. I forgot to mention that. And this shade is in Light. The bronzer, sorry. Like I really do love the packaging of this Soul product. I really like how just simple it is. So this is the body blending brush. It helps you get seamless body makeup application, blends buffs to create natural looking soft focused finish. It's made with ultra soft bristles that are 100% vegan and cruelty free. I totally could use this for the body foundation, but that's okay. It feels really nice. It feels like it would be good for like contouring with this, like on the body, or you could even do liquid highlight with it, which would be really nice. I'm not going to use this brush for my face because it's too large, but I'm going to use this on my face. So I'm gonna grab Patrick Ta contouring brush because it's my newest one and I absolutely love it. I did review it, so I'll link it below in the description. Ooh, it's pigmented. That's nice. I hope this turns out good because I'm always down for a new and incredible cream contour, especially when it's affordable. This one's only $15. Okay, so that's stunning. I really like the way that that blended out. Like it looks like a beautiful cream contour as of right now. I will definitely, as I said, be doing a wear test on everything today. So stay tuned for that. Let's go in with this body brush and pick up some of this. It's hard to fit it in, but that's okay. I'm gonna bring it along the collarbones and then blend it out into the shoulders. Ooh, it really does buff in everything nice. This is a nice brush. I'm gonna go in with my Colourpop Pretty Fresh, which is in Fair 10N. It's gonna look quite light, so I'm just gonna do a little bit. I'm just doing a tiny bit to like highlight certain areas. Sometimes I find with this concealer, it like, if I don't blend it in right away, it almost like lifts the foundation underneath. Do you experience that, or is that just me? Like I have to blend it in right away. So I went ahead and set my makeup and I did do my brows off camera. I definitely really like the way this foundation is looking. I had a little bit of an issue when I applied the Colourpop concealer. Not like my absolute favorite because I've had this happen before. If I don't blend it in right away, sometimes when you go to blend it, it will like kind of remove the makeup underneath a little bit, but I did fix it. I was able to fix it and I think we're looking nice and smooth. I have no complaints about the foundation, the cream contour at all. I really like them. I definitely, with some concealer and with some powder, feel like my face is a good medium coverage and I'm really, really impressed. So let's go ahead and play with this Oh So Lovely collection. I'm gonna go in with my Hourglass Veil eyeshadow primer. The one thing I will say about the foundation is that it does feel a little bit sticky when it's not set. So I found even like, cause I brought it all the way down, even under my neck, it was feeling like sticky, like when I would move. So I definitely set everything and personally felt like it needed to be set. Into this So Very Lovely eyeshadow palette. I will just show you the Your Golden palette because I'm not doing it today, but I did mention that I got it. So I wanted to show you because it is so stunning. It is one of their larger palettes. It's their 30 pan. It is so, so pretty. So it's this warm summer palette. Looks so stunning. Has nice pops of warmth in there, some neutrals, some pops of blue. I'm really pumped to do a look with this. So that will be coming next Monday. And then this is the So Very Lovely collection. This is the actual eyeshadow palette. It is another summery color story. Like it has those nice fun pops of color. We'll have swatches of everything at the end of the video if you want that for reference or to see everything up close and personal. So let's just go ahead and play. Like, let's just do it. Let's stop talking about it and let's just do it. I kind of want to play with these purples. I've been doing a lot of warm looks lately. So let's play with these purples. I'm gonna go in with Rose Ave, which is this like kind of dusty, mauvey, rosy shade. So I'm gonna go in and pop that right in the crease. And the quality is definitely on par for Colourpop. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful shade. It's like, oh, it's such a perfect rosy shade. Okay, let's make this more purple and bring in Macaroon. I think I want to like lay that all over my eyelid because it's such a beautiful, like almost like lavender-y shade. How do they describe it? Pastel lilac. Okay, I'm going in with my Luxie 209, which is a large shader. I'm gonna pick up this Macaroon, which is that nice lilac shade. And let's start by pressing it on the lid, but we're gonna bring it into the crease as well. Oh, that is a stunning shade. I'm literally gonna like just bathe myself in this shade. And look at how pigmented that is. A lot of times purples and pastels can lack in pigment, but that built up beautifully. Now what I'm gonna do is actually mix Rose Ave and Maroon. Kind of diffuse them outwards so that there is no harsh lines. Everything is seamless. Let's darken things up with Topanga Boulevard, which is like a nice deep blackberry. I'm going to take my Sigma small tapered blending brush, which is an E45, and I'm going to start in the lower lid, kind of like along the lash line. Oh yeah, I forgot. I'm going to be doing liner. You know what? Before we get started, let's take a look. I want to show you these liners because I need to plan ahead. I got the shade Lattice, which I think I'm going to put this in the lower waterline. It's like almost metallic champagne-y shade. I don't know if I'm going to use these other two. Well, this one I know I'm not going to use. It's Macrame. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. But it's almost like a bronzy kind of shade, so that won't match the cool tone, but it's beautiful. Again, I'm gonna have up close swatches at the end of the video. And then there's this one, which is Crochet, but it's like a nice kind of pinky, somewhat rosy shade. So those are pretty. I'm gonna maybe just use the champagne shade just today in the lower waterline, but we'll see. I might use that rosy shade. I just wanted to take a look at those first because I forgot what colors they were. Okay, so now I'm starting to deepen up this crease, kind of creating a V shape. That's a nice purple too. These shades are stunning. Okay, I'm gonna take the same shade, Topanga Boulevard, and get it a little bit deeper in there. I wanna build it a little bit more and blend it inward. Oh, isn't that just stunning? I just started pressing it a little bit into the lid a little, like further. And now I'm going to take Macaroon again, use it to kind of diffuse those edges. Isn't that beautiful? Oh my goodness, I'm obsessed. Now let's play with these metallics. Okay, I'm going to take this shade Collective, which is described as a metallic icy berry. And let's press that. Okay, I got quite a bit of fallout from that. Okay, that shade didn't go on as nicely as I would have liked it to. So I'm gonna use a brush and wet the brush and just see if that kind of helps really press it. It does look like a kind of more glittery shade, and I think that that's why. It is a metallic and it looks nice and creamy, but I think that's why it's not as pigmented as I wanted it, because it has more of like that kind of sheer glittery finish. So I recommend with that shade to wet it on a brush. Ooh, that shade looks stunning. We should do that one. Yeah, so that's Organza. I absolutely love this shade right here. I want to take it and use it on the inner corner. Whew, that's pretty. I'm gonna do it on the brow bone. Now let's reinforce this dark purple because it's not looking as crisp as it did. Okay, let's do lower lash line. I'm going to take a pencil brush and go into that Topanga Boulevard, that deep blackberry, and smudge it along the lash line. Now I'm going to take the maroon shade and mix it with the Rose Ave and diffuse that outward. Now let's take the gel cream liner in the shade Lattice, and I'm going to apply it in the lower waterline. So we will see how long it wears. Does it go patchy? It's not applying as pigmented as I would like in the lower waterline, which it says in the description specifically, color glides smoothly for comfortable application in the waterline. So like it's a gel liner. You should be able to apply it. It's like not showing up. I'm not really impressed with that. Their cream eyeshadows worked better in the waterline. Like I don't even really see it. No, I don't like that. It swatches beautifully. Like you can see it, it's pigmented, but it's not applying well onto the waterline or even like in here. Okay, let's do the rose. I mean, I don't really think that's gonna match. Just to try it. The rose shade is showing up a little better in the waterline, but it's not as pigmented as swatching. These would almost be better for like graphic liner, like if I wanted to do like a metallic wing or something, but unfortunately they're not really working in the waterline at all, so I'm not super impressed with those. I'm gonna take the shade Organza and bring it into this area right here, brighten up the lower waterline, the lower lash line I mean. But it's so odd because they swatch beautifully. I'm gonna have to continue to play with them. I definitely really like this palette, and it's cool that there's like those nice warm peachy bronze shades, gold shades, peach shades, and this shade here is like a terracotta. So you can have a really warm look or you can have a really cool look with these nice icy purples and mauves and rose shades. So I do like that it's like warm and cool. For people that are neutral, that's perfect. If you are completely against warm, just bear in mind there are quite a few warm shades in here. If you're completely against cool tone shades, you do get those pops of cool tones. So you have to kind of be open to playing. But if you do like the color story, I definitely don't think you'll be disappointed in actual formula wise. The next product in this collection that I'm going to be using are these Super Shock blushes. Guys, none of these are going to match. We have a dilemma. Oh, I'm an idiot. I should have done a warm look. I didn't even think about that. I'm mad at myself now. Oh, okay. So I also got this pressed powder blush, which is like a really kind of purpley pink. So what I'm going to do is go in with this shade here that's not going to match at all, just to show you guys formula wise, and then I'll go over it with that to maybe redeem myself. But the formula of these, they feel like actual cream. They're like a cream to powder, and they have a beautiful like diffused look. They're absolutely stunning. So you can get a matte one, which is the Georgette. So if you want a matte with no shimmer, I would recommend this one from the collection. The other two have quite a bit of shimmer, like so much shimmer, like basically that's a highlight. I've never actually used this formula of theirs. I'm noticing that the foundation is looking a little bit funky. On my face, it looks cakey. Did I apply too much? I think I shouldn't have gone in with the second layer, but on my body, it is looking, I've never felt so good about my chest. I look so smooth. So I think when you add 2 layers of that foundation, it doesn't build very well. but when I applied the one layer on my chest, it looks so perfect. Actually, this isn't that bad. It's not that bad, right guys? It doesn't match that great, but it's not like the end of the world as we know it. And I love how pigmented that is. I'm going in with a little bit of this to kind of bring some more purpley. Now I just look like a clown. That actually, with the pink on top, evened it out enough that it's doable. It's definitely doable. I think it looks a little bit more purple. I personally recommend this one over these because they are so glittery. This one here, chiffon, could totally be used as a highlight. I might use a little bit of it today. It's quite warm toned, but it has a bit of a shift, so it might work. This is the chiffon, which is described as a blush, but I personally think it's more of a highlight or like a blush topper if you like a really glowy blush. That's stunning though, eh? I love their Super Shock formula. Really pretty. It looks super peachy, but when you actually like swatch it, almost has like a bit of like almost like a pinky purple shift. So it really ended up turning out with today's look. I am going to do my lips. We got the Lippie sticks. It comes with 4 Lippie sticks. This one is called Fab. This one is kind of more of a nude shade. It is a matte finish and it is a nude shade, like a bit of a darker, cooler toned brownie nude. It's actually a beautiful shade. I really like that. Then there's Soft Side, which is a bit of a darker, like it's like almost like a chocolatey brown. Those two would actually be good together for like an ombre lip, like do the darker brown and then do the lighter brown in the like the nude in the center. That would be really nice. So those are the 2 kind of more neutral shades. And then we have Nice Things, and it's kind of like it's pretty much coral. It's like a beautiful, actually just perfectly coral. So I won't be using any of those, but those are stunning. And then we have the one that I'm going to use today, which is called Sweet Stuff. And it is like a kind of magenta purple. And it actually is going to match really nicely and just tie everything in together. So I'm going to be using that. I'm going to go ahead and line my lips. Okay, I'm going to use the NYX retractable lip liner. Okay, now let's go in with Sweet Stuff. And they're so creamy. Like glide really easily. This is so beautiful. I love this lip. Definitely matches the whole look really well. Okay guys, so what I'm gonna go ahead and do is finish up this look, which I just have to finish up my eyes, pop on some mascara and everything, and then I'll be right back to show you guys the finished look. All right guys, so this is the finished look. It ended up turning out even better than I thought. So the Oh So Lovely collection, I don't think I really need to do a wear test on. Unfortunately, I don't recommend the gel pencil liners as of right now. There's really nothing to do a wear test on. They didn't even show up on my waterline. The only thing I would like to test them with is actually on the lid, doing like graphic liner or something. But unfortunately, that's not really what I wanted them for. So I will continue to test them and obviously give them another chance. But as of right now, first impression, I'm not impressed with the gel cream liners. So this part of the Oh So Lovely collection I don't recommend. Super Shock blushes, I really like them. Unfortunately, color selection isn't my favorite from this collection. I would have liked to see, number 1, a cool toned blush, and I would have liked to see more mattes. This shade here, I didn't use Violet. It is like almost a bronzy shade. I wonder, could I even use it as bronzer? I probably will end up using this as eyeshadow. This is definitely a warmer toned, like bronzy shade. Then there is the Georgette, which is stunning. The formula is great. The matte Super Shock blushes are incredible. This is actually my first one I've tested, but it is stunning. Like, look at that. I did top it with this one, but you saw it before I did. It was just as beautiful on its own. And the only reason I did use this is because I wanted to bring a little bit more of like that purple vibe to match the eye, but super stunning. Unfortunately, for those of you that like cool toned blushes, there is not an option in this collection for you. But if you like these shades. I definitely recommend them in terms of formula. This shade here, Chiffon, again, as I said, in my opinion, is more of a highlight, which is fine. Like, I really, really like it. I recommend it. It is a little bit more of that like iridescent look. So keep that in mind. If that's not really a color that you think you would use, then maybe it's not for you. Formula wise though, these are incredible, but just make sure that you are okay with the color. And if you don't like these colors, then I recommend checking out their other colors within the Super Shock Blush collection, because they are so great. The eyeshadow palette, I am impressed. This look I created, I'm obsessed with. I personally like that there's cool toned and warm toned because I am neutral and I like to play. But if you are, you know, looking for a solely cool toned or a solely warm toned, this might not be for you either. This collection's a little bit iffy. I don't think it's the first collection I would recommend. So I definitely would say if you like the color story of it, you will be impressed. So I recommend the palette, but just keep in mind that you do get quite a bit of cool and quite a bit of warm. So if you are one that veers to either one or the other, you will have some shades in here that maybe you can't use or you won't want to use. So yeah. Oh, and the Lippie sticks. Lippie sticks, 100%. I love these, 100%. There's no complaints about the Lippie sticks. But I ultimately am really happy with my experience with this collection. The Soul Body products, I'm going to let you guys know after a wear test how they wore. Foundation, I'm not loving on my face. It's getting a little bit cakey, but on my body, it's looking stunning and perfect and not cakey at all. So I think it's just the type of product you don't want to build too much. I have to see how this wears, so I will let you know. And same with this guy. I mean, I'm really, really happy with it as even a face contour, with a body bronzer contour. So this guy, I already know I think I'm gonna love, but I will also just keep an eye on how it's wearing today. So that's basically all I can say right now. I will update you guys on these two guys. I absolutely love the brush as well. I really, really like it for the body. So I will update you guys in a little bit on the face products. Guys, so I'm just checking in. It is only 4 o'clock, but it's already been 8 hours and my son wants me to go play in the backyard with the sprinkler on. So I'm going to be calling this end of day because I'm going to be getting wet in a minute. So I wanted to show you guys how things are looking after 8 hours. You can see noticeable creasing, looking cakey on my face. Basically, I am happy with the foundation, although I do not recommend layering it. So as you can see on my chest, everything is looking smooth. There's no caking whatsoever. On my face though, where I put 2 layers, we're a little bit cakey. Plus I've developed a bit of a shine. So I also wanted to pop on here and touch that up, see how that goes. I'm assuming it's going to not look maybe that great because typically when I've gotten a little bit cakey, creasy, a little bit separated, usually touching it up makes it actually look worse, but we're gonna try it. Mattifying powder. The forehead actually looks not bad. It definitely doesn't look as smooth now, but that I think is because of the layering. Yeah, it definitely emphasized that breaking down and creasing on the nose. It just doesn't do well when there's too much product. I did also layer two different kinds of concealer because I was having some issues with the Pretty Fresh one. So I went in with a different one to help kind of fix it. So basically my opinion after first impression, because I've tried it on my body and it looks so smooth. Like so smooth. I think it's a good foundation, but do not layer it is my personal opinion just from experience. The contour I'm really happy with. I think that looks great. So yeah, that's basically my final opinion of today's round of products. Stay tuned for next week to see my review of the other large 30 pan palette, the, what is it, golden palette. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you have a wonderful day and I will see you guys next time.